You're going to want to stay to the end of this video. Someone may be getting replaced. Another week, another list. You know Gem Min isn't going anywhere. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great. Thankfully not getting replaced, but somebody on this list just might be.
Hit that like, slap the subscribe button. We're here every 7 days for the comic fam, talking about the comic books defining this generation of collectors. At the list at number 10, Chamber of Chills number 19, debuting in 1953. Cover art done by Lee Elias. A big shout out to our good friend of the show, the man behind the red hood. Shout out Rob for securing the single highest graded copy at a 9.6 this past week. Hot damn.
What a beautiful copy for one of the most iconic horror covers of all time, one that was published before and would eventually lead to the Comics Code Authority. And this is a book that we typically see on the runners-up list. Nice to have it on the Hot 10 with a CGC 2.5 that sold for $4,680 back in 2020, up now 131%, selling for $10,800.
Then we have an 8.5, selling for $11,353 back in 2018, up a staggering 365%, selling for $52,800 bones. Heritage Auctions had multiple Golden Age comics on their site, and this past week, there are so many record breakers that took place that Key Collector Comics made a Heritage Highlights category to cover all of the sales.
You know, we should probably make a video out of that. But until then, you can check out the full list on Key Collector app. Use code TOM101. It unlocks a free 2-week subscription as we move into number 9 on the list, a classic Amazing Spider-Man key, ASM 121.
Debuting in 1973, The Accidental Death of Peter Parker's first love, Gwen Stacy. A book that I would call perpetually relevant, wouldn't you say, Jem?
Yeah, just kind of like Hulk 181. This is a book that Spider-Man collectors are always going to want, regardless of what's going on in outside media. And look, we have 3 different sales to report on. A CGC 5.5 sold for $425, putting it 8% above its 12-month average.
The 7.0 going for $570 is up 3% over its 12-month, and the 7.5 going for $699 is 23% over its 12-month average, with nothing in media, in news, or in spec besides Spider-Gwen, who is technically a superhero, a different character than the Gwen Stacy that is featured here in Amazing Spider-Man 121.
I get what you're saying. It's Gwen Stacy, but it's not this Gwen Stacy. And if you're keeping up, this is the second week in a row that this book has made the Hot 10 list. Moving on to number 8, we have Submariner, issue number 1. It's the first solo series for Namor in the Silver Age, and it also tells his origin.
We knew back in June 2021 that Tenek Huerta was going to make his premiere in the MCU in Black Panther. This past D23, we saw him on the red carpet. He seems like such a lovely, kind person, which is what you would expect for an actor on the red carpet for a Disney movie. However, I'm getting a little worried. He's gonna have to act his ass off because I expect Namor to be a dick.
Yeah, he said we're gonna get what we expect to get out of Namor in the movie, and hopefully it's the complete opposite of what we got on the red carpet. We have a CGC 3.0 that sold for $370, putting it 12% above its 12-month average.
6.5 going for $680 is up 5%, and a 9.2 selling for $2,650 is up 35% over its recent 12-month average. At the list at number 7, Silver Surfer number 1, debuting in 1968. We have the first solo ongoing Silver Surfer title, the origin of the Silver Surfer, the origin of the Watchers, and of course the first appearance of Shalabal.
Shalabal. Another first solo series. Those are the type of things you see on this list when that first appearance becomes out of reach. A CGC 2.0 sold for $539, putting it 16% above its 12-month average.
The 9.0 went for $6,999. That's 3% over its 12-month. It's a pricey book at that grade.
And just one grade bump up, a CGC 9.2 sold for $9,000, putting it 3% above its 12-month average.
Moments before this video being filmed, we found out the news that Matt Shakman, the director behind WandaVision, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, is in line to direct Fantastic Four. Next at the list at number 6, we have Incredible Hulk, issue number 340, one of the most iconic covers of all time, done by the Todd father.
Another Hulk key, and there are rumors of Wolverine starring in his own series. However, I think this is mostly because of the Todd MacFarlane CGC signing, people trying to secure those keys to send them on in. We have a CGC 9.2 that sold for $287, 15% above its 12-month average.
A 9.4 sold for $340. That's 14% over its 12-month average.
Pretty on the nose. A CGC 9.6 sold for $550, 21% above its 12-month average. And we have the big boy 9.8 selling for $1,899, 24% above its 12-month average.
I want to hear from the community which comics you're sending down to the Todd MacFarlane signature event. It'll want you to win this Omni-Man cover of Invincible #1. And at the list at number 5, fantastic for number 55, a iconic Thing Silver Surfer cover.
Not only is it a classic battle between two characters that will probably interact with each other in the near future, which is a trend that we've been noticing on these lists, it's also the first time Silver Surfer rocks the boxer briefs rather than the underwear. And we have some high-performing sales along with some record breakers. Let's talk about that CGC 7.5 selling for $400, 4% above its 12-month average, and the 9.0 selling for $1,100, which is 24% above its 12-month average. It's also the second highest sale of all time in that grade.
Boxers, briefs, commando, tidy whities, thong. What's next for our Silver Surfer? Loincloth, shout out Pip the Troll, shout out Savage Silver Surfer. We have a 4.0 that tied its all-time high this past week, selling for $200, and an 8.5 that sold for $650 back in February. This year, that is up 12%, selling for $725.
I'm a boxer guy myself. Moving on to number 4 on the list, we have Batman 423, that iconic cover, probably for the same reason we saw Hulk 340 on this list.
Indubitably, Gem. May not be the best time to stock up on non-key MacFarlane covers. Members are grabbing what they can for a signing that will likely happen again in the future. Better to start to plan this type of event long term and not buy them right beforehand.
And big shout out to my guy Persist World Star over on Instagram and on Whatnot for sending this Toronto Fan Expo yellow foil variant. As far as that first printing, the CGC 8.0 just sold for $225, putting it just above that 12-month average.
The 8.5 has been selling around $265 all year, and it's recently selling for $325, 23% over its recent 12-month. There is a third printing, an 8.0, that just broke records, selling for $80 this past July, up 50%, now selling for $120, and hit them with that newsstand sale, Gem.
The newsstand in a CGC 9.6 broke record. It sold for $1,400 past May. It's up 29%, now selling for $1,800.
And a 9.8 also broke records this past week. A 9.8 going for $3K in April was outdone by an increase of 7%, selling for $3,200. Probably the excitement around the 423 variants has pushed sales up on this classic key book. We have at the list at number 3, Green Lantern #1, debuting in 1960.
Not only is it the first appearance of the Guardians of the Universe, the Puppet Master, but most importantly, the first appearance of Oa, the Green Lantern Corps home planet.
With a slew of DC cancellations, I am astounded that this one property is still being greenlit. It looks like HBO Max is still doing a Green Lantern Focus series, which is pushing and propelling these comic book grades up. And we have some high grades to talk about this week.
Before we get into those, we have a CGC 5.0. It sold for $1,652, which is 14% above its 12-month average.
The 8.5, last selling in August for $10,495, is up 3% with an all-new high of $10,800 for the first time in comic history. Hot damn.
And that's not the only one that broke record. A CGC 9.2 sold for $21,055 back in 2013, and that's up 14%, now selling for $24,000.
All right, Real Talk Comic Fam, you got
a few hours at most
left to join the September Mystery Mail Call. Not only did I team up with John Boy Myers and possibly make the best variant cover in the 4 years of doing this, we have a full wraparound cover that's going in one per box. We have trade dress, virgin, limited color splash, and a low print 120 foil available at random. Join the community, support the show, give me an excuse to send you comics every single month. And at the list, at number 2, we're talking Dolphin.
And this is where that whole character replacement may be happening. Number 2 on the list is Showcase 79. It debuted in 1968. It's the first appearance of Dolphin. Now, Aquaman 2 has been delayed for an entire year. Many are speculating that Amber Heard's Mera character may be getting replaced, and I think Dolphin is the next best bet.
Unconfirmed speculation that, if made true, will debut Dolphin in Aquaman 2. What are they doing for an additional year? Yet to be seen. But we have a 6.0 selling for $309 back in 2020, up 13%, now selling for $350 this week.
The 8.5 broke record as well. It sold for $450 back in 2019. It's up 33%, now selling for $600.
A 9.0 going for $700 last September, outdone with a new sale breaking the $1,000 marker for the first time in comic history, an increase of 50% selling for $1,050. Hot damn. Hit the like, slap the subscribe button, and at the list at number 1, look who's leading it.
That's right, it's the first appearance of the leader in Tales to Astonish 63 from 1965. The book was already gaining traction because of rumors that he'll show up in She-Hulk, and then we get confirmation at D23 that he will appear in Captain America 4 New World Order.
Who's the Wrecking Crew's boss? That She-Hulk spec is what's been moving this key book for over a week. But now with the confirmation that Tim Blake Nelson will reprise his role in Captain America 4, this book has gone nuclear. We have a 4.5 selling for $220 in February, up 25%, now selling for $275. And that's not the only record breaker.
Yeah, that's right. The CGC 7.0, which sold for $175 back in 2019, is up 243%, now selling for $600.
And the 9.0, going for $1,600 just last week, is up 13%, now selling for $1,800. What is your favorite D23 announcement? What do you think is going to spike on next week's list because of what took place this past weekend? We appreciate your time today, as always.
Geek responsibly and stay minty fresh.
Enough said. Join myself, Jen Mint, and all my friends on the best new place to buy and sell collectibles, Whatnot, available for both Androids and iPhones. We bring on key books, back issues, variants, exclusives. I think we gave away, Ryan, it was like 15 slabs last weekend.
I think so.
All right, come and join us. We're making it really fun on there. The community is growing, and you can support what we do. We have 2 other videos for you to check out. We made them for you. Have a great week.